Talking about summary of the story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. This story is narrated by a 9-year-old boy, Aram. One day at 4 o'clock in the morning, Aram heard a knocking at the window of his room. When he opened the window, he could not believe his eyes. His cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. He could not believe his eyes because they were so poor that they could not even think of buying a horse. Their family was so reputed for its honesty that they could not even think of stealing. Murad invited him for the horse ride. Aram was so fascinated about horse ride that he convinced himself that taking horse for a ride is not stealing. It will become stealing if they offer the horse for sale. Murad and Aram set out for horse riding. At one point, Murad told Aram to get down. He wanted to enjoy the solo ride. Murad kicked in the muscles of the horse and said, Wazire, run. And the horse started running beautifully. Now, Aram also wanted to enjoy a solo ride. He sat on the horse, kicked in his muscles, but the horse did not even move. Later, it started to run so furiously that Aram fell off the horse. It took Aram and Murad about half an hour to get the horse back. It was clear to Aram that Murad had been enjoying the horse ride for some days. They hid the horse in the deserted barn of the farmer Fetwisian. That afternoon, an Assyrian, John Biro, visited Aram's house and told his mother that his white horse that was stolen a month ago was still missing. Hearing this, Aram concluded that Murad had been riding on the horse for 1 month. Uncle Kosorov, who was at Aram's house at that time, he shouted his favorite dialogue, It is no harm, pay no attention to it. At this, John Biro said that his a surrey is a carriage driven by a horse, like a tonga. He said his surrey was useless without the horse. But Uncle shouted so loudly that John Biro left their house. Aram ran to Murad and told him about Biro's arrival and told him not to return the horse until he learns to ride. The boys agreed to keep the horse for 6 months. Every day in the morning, the boys enjoyed horse riding. They would hide the horse in the barn of farmer Fetwisian. 2 weeks later, when the boys were going to hide the horse, they met John Biro. John Biro was extremely surprised on seeing the horse. He said that the horse appears to be the twin of his horse which had been missing for 1 month. He said a suspicious man would believe his eyes instead of his heart. He said, although the horse appears just like his horse, but it cannot be his horse because these boys, Aram and Murad, belong to Garoglanian tribe, hence they cannot steal. The boys were so conscious and guilt-stricken on seeing the faith of John Biro in the honesty of their family that they decided to return the horse. Early next morning, Murad kept the horse back at the house of John Biro. John Biro was very happy to see his horse healthier and better behaved.